We will use the distributive property a lot this year when we're simplifying algebraic expressions and when we're solving algebraic equations. Normally, when you have parentheses in this problem, you would do the parentheses first, right? 2 plus 4 makes 6. And then right here, the 5 is right next to the parenthesis. That means a times here. So what I really have here is 5 times 6. 5 times 6 is 30, so the answer is 30. What happens in the distributive property is you can't add you can only add like terms. So 3 plus 4x, I can't add those together. So therefore, I can't simplify what's inside that parenthesis. So what the distributive property does is it gives you a way around that. It gives you a way around order of operation. And here's what it says. It says that if you have the 5 times something that's added or subtracted in parentheses, you can do it piece by piece. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 4 is 20. And then you can add together your two pieces. See, we get the same result as we do over here when we follow the normal order of operation. So the distributive property is a way around order of operation when you can't add the terms in the parentheses. So 2 times this parenthesis. So we're going to do it piece by piece. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 4x is positive 8x. 6 plus 8x is my answer. Notice I do not combine those two. I can't make 14x or anything out of that. 6 and positive 8x are not like terms. That's as far as we can go. That is simplified. Okay. Again, to use the distributive property, we have 5 times an addition or subtraction problem in parentheses. So I do it piece by piece. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 8a is a positive 40a. Oops. 40a. That's the answer. That is the simplified version. Negative 3 times an addition or subtraction problem in parentheses. Again, I do it piece by piece. Negative 3 times negative 2b, a negative times a negative is a positive, positive 6b. Negative 3 times positive 7 is a negative 21, 6b minus 21. Again, another alternative way to write that, some people like to do adding a negative instead. Subtracting 21 is the same thing as adding negative 21. So this would be an alternate way to write your answer. 5 times negative 9a minus 3. Again, use the distributive property, multiply piece by piece. 5 times negative 9a is negative 45a. 5 times negative 3 makes negative 15. Those cannot be added. They're not like terms. That's a 4. Here we have 3 terms in the parentheses. Again, it works the same. We're just going to multiply piece by piece. Negative 4 times 4a is negative 16a. Negative 4 times positive 5 is a negative 20. Negative 4 times negative 2b, a negative times a negative is a positive 8b. I cannot add any of those like terms. That's my answer. Any of those unlike terms, I should say. Again, negative 2 times something in parentheses. I'm going to use the distributive property. Notice I have to use a distributive property. I can't do normal order of operation because I cannot add any of these things together. If I could, I would, but I can't add them. They're not like terms. Therefore, I use the distributive property to get around order of operation. Negative 2 times negative 9 is a positive 18x. Negative 2 times y, negative 2y. And negative 2 times negative 1, a negative times a negative is a positive 2. There are no like terms, so I cannot add or subtract. That's my final answer. So let's practice what we've learned. My suggestion is to pause the video at this time, do these problems, then unpause and see if you've got them right. Number 1, this is adding like terms. 12x plus 3x. They are like terms, so I can add them, 15x. Number 2, I have two terms here, 12a and negative 14a. They are like terms, I can add them. Positive 12 and a negative 14. Think money, win 12, lose 14, I'm 2 in the hole, negative 2a. I have two terms here, 5 and a positive 2x. They're not like terms, so they cannot be simplified anymore. 5 plus 2x is my answer. Here I have two terms, 9ab, negative 3ab. They are like terms, so I can't add them. 9 of them and negative 3 of them make 6 of them. Here I have three terms. The first two have like endings, a squared. So I'm going to add them. Remember, negative a squared is the same thing as negative 1a squared. So think money. Lose 1, lose 8, you're 9 in the hole. Negative 9a squared plus 7y squared. That's your answer. This one is tricky because these endings look almost the same. However, they have to match up exactly in order to be like terms. X squared y and x squared y. These first two are like terms, so they can be added. 14x squared y. This one has the squared with the y instead of with the x. So it is its own like term. That's your answer. This is a multiplication problem. Remember, there doesn't have to be like terms to multiply. So you just combine the negative 3 and the 7 to get negative 21a. A negative times a negative is a positive 6y. 1/3 times 3 multiplying by the reciprocal is 1. So this would be 1x. Or we would probably just write it as plain old x. This is the distributive property, when you have a number times an addition or subtraction problem in parentheses. Remember, the distributive property tells you can go piece by piece. 5 times 2x makes 10x. And 5 times negative 7 is negative 35. It is legal to switch these terms around. You won't see it like that very often, but that is a correct answer. You couldn't, however, have the negative sign. This would not be a correct answer. You can't have the negative go with the 10x. The negative has to stay with the 35. Let's skip over to number 12. Negative 3 times 9 is negative 27. Negative 3 times negative 2x is a positive 6x. Again, you could rewrite that this way if you wanted. There's two ways to do this problem. Sometimes I just think of it as a distributive property where I just distribute that negative sign. Negative x, and then the negative of negative 2 minus a negative is a positive. Negative x plus 2. Here's another way to think about it. Just like up here when we put a 1 in, when there was just a minus sign, negative a squared, we can think of this as a negative 1 here. So it's negative 1 times x, which is negative 1x or negative x, and then negative 1 times negative 2, and negative times a negative is a positive, so positive 2. Again, either way we come up with negative x plus 2.